Greetings. We're here in Eastern Oregon at the mouth of Derrick Cave. We're going to take a little look down inside. If you've never been here, this is our first time as well. And it's a kind of a long, treacherous road out in the Oregon outback. And we got lucky with dry weather, otherwise the roads would be mud pits and kind of impassable. It's this really amazing cave out here. They said it's about a quarter mile long. And it's lava formed. So you've got a little trail register you could sign. Now if you're going to be going all the way down to the back end of it, make sure you have good footwear, multiple light sources that are fully charged phone, water, food, head protection, preferably even gloves and elbow and knee protection, because one simple fall on this volcanic stuff is possibly a survival situation, and a cave would be the last place you ever want to have to do that. But that's only way at the very back, and especially outside of the light. Once you get far in, you can't see anything. But it's very wide. You can see lots of footprints. Almost kind of feels like a little room that you could hang out in. It's very cool. And if you're not familiar with lava caves, or lava tubes, as they're more properly called, they're called that because as the big lava flows come through, like this one from the origin of the Devil's Garden lava beds, origin being just a little bit north of here. As the surface that's exposed to the air cools, the lava underneath will be insulated from that. It'll keep flowing. And so what happens is the lava level under the ground will slowly sort of abate, and there'll be a void left because of the hard crust on the surface there. And then you'll have this void, this cave left, this tube. And you can see right here would be the level where there was some lava flowing for a while, and then it too has sort of eroded and flowed away. And you can see it's very sharp, very volcanic. And there's multiple levels. It'll form a void, cool, and you'll have a cooled surface here. And as the ceiling slowly collapses, pieces will fall in like this. Eventually, you do get to the surface, and you get these really beautiful skylights, little windows up into the world. There's the desert up there with junipers and pines and sage. Really breezy day up there. It's hot, mid-September, but that makes it perfect for caving because it's so cool down in here. It's such a relief. And we're just in shorts and sandals and a light jacket, and it's almost too warm even at that. But when you get down farther in, it will start to get cool. You'll be able to see your breath, and there's not really any airflow. And so your breath will just sort of hang out in front of your face. It makes it a little hard to see. But these windows are just beautiful. We love it. Oh, there's a little bird, or is that a bat? Really beautifully. Get these sort of little oases of life where little bits of food and things will come in. Plant life. And somebody decided to have a fire here. They're very adamant about leaving no trace, especially because of the bats. We want to not disturb our bat friends. They're very, very important parts of the environment and part of the ecosystem and the food web. Little bird here hunting for some snacks. Bug snacks coming in. The bugs will be taking advantage of the coolness too. Let's go down in just a little ways here. Obviously we have 2 headlamps, a little pocket flashlight, and the light on the phone. Everything's fully charged and ready to go, but it's kind of, ooh, here's our little pocket light on. You can sort of see the darkness that starts to envelop. And here's another one of these big layers. You can see layer after layer after layer as it flowed through. And so here's the middle channel here where we're walking is where the lava would have been. Like we would be in the lava flow right now. You can just barely make out the ceiling up there. Wow. It's very quiet. The winds and sounds and the nature sounds just drop right away. And suddenly it's just you and the rock and whatever might be in here. Maybe a little mouse or two, and probably some bats. And so you can sort of see the walls here, this volcanic type stuff. This is the cooled lava. It was flowing and it just cooled like this, sticking out from the sides. So if you happen to fall or trip, that's where that head protection, knee protection, hand protection all comes in. If you were to fall into that or onto it, it wouldn't be very fun. But here's kind of a little broken piece of another layer, so you can see underneath it how the lava has essentially, focus, just left drips like that. Sort of little stalactites, and really neat stuff. You know, it's somewhat reminiscent of a lot of the different things we've been in like the Falls Creek lava caves, if you remember those that we showed you. And we've spent a lot of time in places like the Lava Beds National Monument in Northern California. And here's a big pile of collapsed boulders where the ceiling is slowly working its way up, and it's way up there. You can barely see it. It's treacherous, and be careful. And this is almost as far as I think we'd want to go. Oh, we gotta hop across a few boulders here. And of course, don't go caving alone. Whoa. Tell somebody where you're going, when you're going to be back, and when to call for help if you don't come back. And here's just more of the drip layers. This used to be the bottom, and of course these huge slabs that have sheared off from the top from way up there, and there's layer after layer after layer. And when you get out here, the light seems really far away. There's that foggy breath that gets in the way of everything, even being able to see. And you get to a certain point down there, and it's essentially just sort of this mist that it really obscures your flashlights. But it's really neat. You can go ways back in there, well past the light to where it's spooky. And I think we're not going to be doing that. This is far enough in. But one interesting thing we keep seeing all through here is little bits of burned wood. Like this, you can see there's some burned wood. There's little sticks of it here and there, and it looks like people would come back in here with burning sticks of wood for light, and you wonder how long ago that had to be. Where somebody was using that as a torch, essentially. You know, wow. You're braver than us. We came out here again with 3 flashlights, and that almost wasn't enough. See, there's a little slightly burned stick. Just little sticks. It's like somebody had a whole little handful of little sticks and was lighting them one by one. Wow. Well, I think it's time to get the heck back out of this treacherous lava cave. Get back to the next adventure. But we want to thank you very much for joining us here as we explore, for the first time for us, Derrick Cave here in Eastern Oregon, to check out this really awesome and fascinating lava geology, part of the origin of the Devil's Garden lava beds. Learn a little bit about some of the geological history, and hang out with, as you saw earlier, as always, ants.